Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this. Scammers on YouTube are now using AI for a Chris Larson giveaway scam. Beware, this is not real. And you might see this ad. He's not doubling your XRP holdings. Keep your crypto safe. I stress that all the time. Look what just went up, Ripple's RLUSD page. So a lot of people are talking about this right now. Instant payouts and easy fiat to stablecoin on-off ramps worldwide. Ripple USD is being designed to maintain a constant value of $1 issued on the XRP ledger and Ethereum blockchains. Ripple USD will be fully backed by a segregated reserve of cash and cash equivalents and redeemable 1-to-1 for US dollars. So you see, remittance and money transfers, centralized exchanges, payment service providers, and I think this is going to complement XRP. But one thing I want to point out is this right here. Send RLUSD worldwide in near real time with minimal fees and no bank account required. So now you could just store your money in RLUSD. There's no need for a bank account going forward. And I don't think the banks are going to be too happy about this. But I just wanted to point that out. So it looks like we're getting close to that new Ripple stablecoin going live. I think that'll pump the price of XRP as well. Now, a lot of people have been DMing me and telling me, because I've been kind of anti-Bitcoin, but I'm not. I'm just trying to wake people up to what's coming. It's not that I don't even like Bitcoin. I just don't see a need to invest in it. For retail investors, you're not going to make a shit ton of money off of Bitcoin. In this next run-up, you're lucky if you get a 3 to 5x. So I said, people keep asking me, why don't you throw some money into Bitcoin and take the profits and invest into XRP? I always tell them, because this lives rent-free inside my brain. And you see, David Schwartz said, you think it's particularly hard for the NSA or the government of China to do a 51% attack on Bitcoin? All it takes is money. And they can short Bitcoin to cover some of those costs. There's just way too many problems with Bitcoin for me. Plus, I think technology is advancing, and at the same time, it's leaving Bitcoin behind. Central banks purchase gold to offset their own monetary destruction. You know, we see all the central banks all around the world stockpiling gold right now because we're going to a gold-backed digital money system. CBDCs are going to be backed by gold. And people here in the United States and retail investors all over X keep pushing the narrative. They're going to back the US dollar with Bitcoin. That doesn't even make sense. The US is going to do what the rest of the world is doing. We will have gold-backed money in the very near future. Now, I want to talk about XRP getting a set price from the IMF. But first, I'm going to take you back in time and show you how we got to where we are today. This comes from Panos. Through XRP, the best digital asset for payments and transfer of value. We know it's fast, cheap, and secure, but it's also sustainable, environmentally sustainable. And that's very important because what's the narrative that they're all pushing right now? If it consumes energy, it's not going to be part of the new financial system because they're also pushing us towards carbon credits. And that's why that makes sense. The IMF is bullish on crypto and ready for global adoption. Christine Lagarde, when she was at the IMF, said we are about to see massive disruptions. and she's talking about digital currencies and DLT. That was back in 2017. Here's Gary Gensler in 2018. Some things that Gary says here are very important, and I'll point them out on why.
Crypto Bitcoin to Philippine peso. That is called a bridge crypto or bridge currency. That's in fact what Ripple is trying to do with XRP. So Ripple is a company that started as a messaging, a payment messaging service to compete with SWIFT. And that messaging service, which we'll talk about more Thursday, has been adopted by many banks. More recently, in 2018, they rolled out a prototype of using a crypto token, XRP, as a bridge currency. I would say yes, it is possible. I think there's an issue also about volatility. So if you're moving fiat dollar to crypto, Bitcoin, XRP, to fiat, if you have a lot of volatility, that means it's a less it could be costly. But if it's stable value, so you can lower the cost two ways: lowering the volatility of the crypto, or lower the time.
What Gary said right there is why the IMF might have said XRP and XLM could be looked at as stable coins, because they move the money so fast that volatility would not be an issue. So maybe it's not so much about price, but time instead. And that also points out that Gary knows exactly what was about to happen for XRP and Ripple all the way back in 2018. Fast forward 2020. Here's Brad Garlinghouse. Well, first there's Ross Letko from the IMF. Remember, I am from the legal department, so I should be very conservative about these things. Brad Garlinghouse says, maybe I should tell them what the IMF is going to do. Now, you don't make statements like that unless you already know what the IMF is going to do. And the IMF is definitely going to be holding XRP at some point in the future. Ripple announces a stablecoin backed by USD, but according to the IMF, XRP and XLM are classified as stablecoins. Ripple shared issuing stablecoins on the XRP ledger back in early 2021. What is this all leading to? This could get interesting. And here's where the IMF talked about Ripple and XRP, and the World Bank has mentioned this. The BIS has also mentioned this. They talk about them as stable coins. But I think it's a little bit of both value and the time that it moves that value. So let's continue. So you see here, a lot of people have been saying this for years. The XRP price has already been set by the IMF and it's in the thousands. Now, when Black Swan Capitalist is talking here, he talks about people that are on the inside talking about XRP, the price of it being in the thousands. Take a listen.
When we talk about the price of XRP, we have to look at the debt. And central banks have an incentive to dissolve that debt right now. And they found a solution, which is blockchain. They actually are going to, in my opinion, based on the research, and also I can confirm this, that the International Monetary Fund has already agreed on a price before all this integration started to happen. So this was a few years ago. They agreed upon a price, and I got a lot of information from Linda P. Jones has a friend who worked at the Central Bank of Australia, and she said that they agreed upon a price, and it's in the thousands. Now, when we again talk about the XRP price, we have to look at the global debt, the incentive for central banks to dissolve global debt, in fact, also to utilize this liquidity, source of liquidity from XRP to facilitate, transparency. Moving into the digital economy, this is what they're going to be using. XRP is a financial instrument to serve the global economy.
It has to serve every single person on the planet. So are they going to set the price of XRP in the thousands? Now, if you go to the buyback theory, they talk about XRP being revaluated at high prices. Other people say it's going to be backed by gold. And a lot of that goes back to what the IMF said years ago as well. I do think they will put a set price on it. And the biggest argument against the set price is market cap. People say it's never going to happen because of market cap. And I'll talk about that in a minute. So starting late 2024, crypto will finally be measured at their fair market value. This is also going to happen this year. And they even say because of crypto's unique volatility, the previous rules governing cryptocurrency accounting were inadequate. Every time a crypto's assets price fell below historic cost, the market value when acquired by the company, the amount on a company's books was considered an impairment or permanent loss. Now crypto assets can be measured at their fair market value starting in late 2024. And I think when it comes to XRP, if you look at it right now, it's so undervalued. There's been so much growth around it for years. And the growth has been nonstop with no price movement. And I know some of that value should have already hit the price of XRP. Big announcements from 2021, 2022, even before that, with no price movement. So I think in December, things are going to change very fast. When in doubt, remember that the cryptocurrency you have invested in has been tested and approved by some of the largest banks and financial institutions out there. And then imagine all the partnerships you don't even know about yet. So when you look at this list, Ripple's technology is inside of this. And XRP is going to be running on those rails at some point. So think about it like this. All of a sudden, one major retailer says, we're going to start using crypto and we're going to start using XRP right now. All of a sudden, they get the upper hand on everyone else. Everybody else has to go live as well. And I think that's where the flip of the switch will happen. And I even said people should also realize market cap doesn't matter. And I showed this to you once before. Market cap is meaningless, easily manipulated, and creates a false sense of value. It's actually even more than this. It's downright dangerous because it misleads investors and plays a role in the crypto panics and wild swings that so often impact the space. Right now, what's going on is you have so many naysayers. They're saying XRP can't achieve this price. It can't achieve that price. And people don't believe it will ever happen based on market cap and previous cycles. But I always told you, previous cycles only continue to repeat themselves until they don't. And once that happens, that changes everything. If Bitcoin, say right now, lost all the belief in it, it's going to zero. Because the only thing propping up Bitcoin is belief. But when you're using actual utility and use case to drive the price of something, that's solid price. You don't need belief. You have solid price movement based on actual value. And ARK ICP shared this with me as well. Hey hodlers, we are all actually dead wrong. We in the cryptocurrency space tend to compare these things to stocks because that is what the SEC wants us to compare them to. Metrics like market cap are great for stocks, but are total bullshit for cryptocurrencies or derivatives. Digital assets being compared to stocks is not apples to apples. Digital assets being compared to Forex combined with derivatives is comparison that makes more sense. For example, the EUR has $16.65 trillion money supply when measured in USD. Currencies are measured in money supply, not market cap. Regarding derivatives, interest rate derivatives, including swaps, futures, and options, are among the most significant in terms of notional value. The BIS reported that the notional amount of outstanding over-the-counter interest rate derivatives was around $533 trillion ending 2022. So what he's saying is you can't go by market cap. You can't go by previous cycles. You have to go by actual value. And look at all the value that's about to come to the XRP ledger. Look at all the value and demand that's going to be tied in with XRP once it's locked away inside of massive liquidity pools. So what I'm telling you is this. I think XRP is definitely going to have a set price by the IMF and the BIS. And when it happens, it's going to be a total shocker to everyone in the crypto space. But I've been telling you all along, stop thinking like a retail investor. Stop listening to other retail investors. Think more like an institutional investor. They're not running for the door when the price of something drops by 2 or 3 cents. They're not sitting there all day staring at the charts either, because they know what they hold. They know that what they're holding is going to be big in the future. Same thing with XRP. You already know how big it's getting. You see the massive network forming. All you got to do is wait for it to happen. And until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.